Hello, it is a dark episode for July the 3rd, 2025. And fairly smooth day. Um, you know, I I'm doing little baby steps, I think, in everything. Baby steps in my writing, in the sense of just doing a teeny little bit of writing each day. Um, I want to do my June goals wrap up, but I finally did my baby step of, okay, I read the other half of my journal today. Um, you know, it's important for me to get my exercises done. So, what you're going to do. Um, Needed to take Jackie to an appointment, but I was just dropping her. So it was like, that was just 25 minutes out of my day. But, I walk the dogs with Jackie in the morning. There's just things add up, and then I don't have that much time. Um, I try and make a to-do list to try and focus myself, but it's there's just a finite amount of time, and yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very happy. My the story that I submitted to LE was indeed published. Um, the very, very low bar, and I haven't gonna get all the kind of rah, rah, rah comments about it yet, but I have gotten people adding it to their favorites, which is I take as a good thing. However many people will look at a thing and you get 5 or 6 people who favored it. I don't know what that means, whether it's a horrible failure or a smashing success. It's probably just middling. I'm middling. I'm not somebody who's particular. When you're writing erotica, it's like, I don't think I'm going for the wide audience. God, I think the wide audience is probably incest. To be honest, of the taboos. So my particular taboo isn't particularly a big one. And then within that, I'm probably a middling writer, writing basically for my own interests and my own particular scenarios. I'm not as much a storyteller, probably. All right. That said, I feel like TMI. Not really. I think I carefully did around there. Looks like it's probably just an airplane, but it almost looks like a blimp going through the air up there, which it can't be, but it's just like there's the lights, and then there's just like this darkness around it that makes me think it's like, oh, that could be a huge blimp going quite quickly. If it was a blimp, it's probably just an airplane flying up in the stratosphere. God. On that note, I was listening to In Our Times, the BBC program, talking about the Vienna Succession, which does seem to be happening generally in my time period. That the kind of the 1901 turn of the century period. So it would be worth looking at the Vienna Succession, Klimt, Mahler, and I also, they also brought up Freud, things like that. These are all things like, okay, this is another area of the world that I could look at that would be well documented. I could probably find stuff, really, really well written stuff on this, and artwork from the time. Schnitzler, like Dream Song, Dream. Oh, was it Dream novel or something like that? Became Eyes Wide Shut. I really enjoyed that story. I don't know if that's within the time period. If it is, I'd include that, or maybe other of his works. We can try that. Just as something else of another flavor of around this time, which I'm always fascinated with. Just how rich and deep one era is. I mean, you can say that about any thing of time, but just picking one and using it as your lens, it's like, holy shit, there's so much stuff. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm at the moment started Time and the Gods by Lord Dunsany, just because I read The Gods of Pagana, his first book, out loud, and it was quite short. And it's like, okay, what the heck? I'll just read the next one. There's 1905 and this 1906 work. Yeah, just as interesting stuff here. Start of modern fantasy, but also maybe not that far away from the Vienna Succession and Freud. And I mean, I know he's had some encounter with Nietzsche in there. Nietzsche man in there. So all an interesting stew. All right, I will leave it there.